Good evening, everybody. Turn that microphone down, at least the speaker down. Thanks for tuning in to 48 First Alert Weather Extra. Tonight we're going to talk about two things. Of course, we're talking about the cold weather tonight. Freeze warning in effect. Now, not everyone's going to get below freezing tonight or even reach freezing, but I think everyone's going to see a frost. That's pretty likely. It's still 46 right now. We don't have a lot of what we call cold air advection coming in. That's where that north wind brings in the really cold air, but we do have radiational cooling, we call it. Meteorologist Jeff Denoyers was talking about that today at noon. You may have caught that. So what it means is those low spots out there, they're going to settle down. They're going to be the coldest out there. That cold air is pretty dense, and it just likes to drain down into the sheltered valleys. So let's get into the forecast here. We're going to start with what's going on right now. And as we look across the Tennessee River, hey, looking pretty busy there on the causeway, Highway 31 going into Decatur tonight. Temperatures at 46 degrees. So again, this is going to be a slow cool down overnight tonight. We may not get to freezing in some of these spots until most likely, I would say, at the earliest, probably 3 or 4 in the morning. So again, with that said, and my clicker's not working tonight. I don't know what it is. Man, that's kind of a bummer. Can you go grab my other clicker?
Yeah.
Maybe I dropped it and then something happened to where it didn't want to click anymore. Or maybe I didn't even start the show, but I'm pretty sure I did. So anyway, we'll stay on this graphic for just a little bit. As you can see, a pretty clear night out there, and that's one of the reasons you do get this colder air coming in. So we're going to talk about the cold air, and we're going to have a little story on peach trees here in just a second, too. A local orchard talked about that and how they're going to try to protect the buds out there. We've kind of gone past that critical point where if they can get some water and freeze it up on some of those buds, then I think it'll be all right. But as far as this is not working at all.
Oh my gosh, that was not working either.
No. Oh, you know what? Well, I did reboot something. There we go. I had to hit source 1. It was on source 2.
Dang.
Well, thank you anyway for getting out there on that. But here's your 3-day forecast. The second part of this, of course, the First Alert Weather Day. Thursday, mainly hail. I think we're going to get a lot of dime-size hail, but a few of the hailstones could be up to quarter size, so we want to make sure you got the first alert on that. Didn't catch you off guard because this storm system, I'll tell you, it kind of tried to sneak in on us as well. Yeah, darn clicker. I have my clicker problems, don't I? And it's not the other one that I had the issue with that one night. But hey, 70 tomorrow. Enjoy it. It's going to be really nice. And then we're probably going to end up somewhere closer to 50 degrees Thursday morning with that south wind. And then Friday is going to be a lot like Monday was. Drizzly, cloudy, and we may not hit 63. So we'll just have to watch that. Current temperatures, starting to see those 30s right across the state line. But again, this isn't a rapid descent to freezing overnight tonight. There's still time to cover up the plants. I was just over at Home Depot on the way back in from dinner break. Had to get more wire. I ran out of wire today. I had to pick up another 250 feet of wire. That was expensive. And as far as your daily planner goes for tomorrow, enjoy. Really nice day. The pollen is really the worst of the weather tomorrow. And as far as where we're starting tomorrow morning, I mean, this has gone back and forth. So I think we're going to touch freezing in a few spots, especially Fayetteville, probably at Harvest, Monrovia, and you get up towards Scottsboro. And it gets again, it is the sheltered valleys that see the coolest of air out there. And we may actually see a touch of frost in some of those same spots Saturday morning. But that should be it. I think this is probably our last threat of frost for the season. As we go into the noon hour tomorrow, I think we're going to be warmer than this. One thing the models do poorly is a warm up with dry air. So I think we're going to warm up. We're going to hit 70 tomorrow in most areas. So should be a pretty nice day. A few high clouds around 4 o'clock. And Liz Hurley was mentioning the launch tomorrow night. I think it's a satellite launch, something like that. By the way, the satellite, the train tonight, if you looked up in the sky, Starlink was out there. It was around 8:30, I want to say, but they were really close together. And I thought I was going to see Santa Claus at the end of it. That's exactly what it looked like. Looked like the reindeer out there tonight. Kind of felt like it could be reindeer season, right? As we go through the evening hours tomorrow on into the morning hours Thursday, there's going to be a boundary coming in early Thursday morning. That's just going to bring some cloud cover, and that's about it. But as far as the threat for frost and a freeze tonight, let's kind of take a look at some of this. I want to take a look at the playlist here. I'm going to go ahead and play that for you.
Sound good.
Okay.
What's your first name? I know you first.
Wes Isom.
And you're the owner of Isom Orchard, right?
Correct. Yes, sir. It's okay.
Wes, what do we have tomorrow? What's going to happen? About
In warmer areas, it may not get any colder than 33. But when I say warm areas, we're talking about asphalt and city.
Right.
When you get in outlying areas, it's always colder than the temperature, within town. And they're forecasting that it could get to 28 degrees.
How's this going to affect you?
Well, the peaches have already most of the peaches are at the stage where they can't stand, they've lost most of their cold hardiness. Before bloom, when the blooms are closed tight, they're pretty tough. After they open up and have petals, they're not quite as tough, but they're still tough. Once the petals drop, the degree of temperature that they can survive drops rapidly. If you see what I'm saying, it would be possible with these peaches in this stage that if you have an hour or two below freezing, it could either kill them or severely damage them. Now we use overhead irrigation, and we've got our systems ready to go, and we will utilize it tonight. Of course, you have to cut the water on before you reach that freezing mark. Otherwise, it'll super chill them and cause more damage.
Right.
And it's not the ice coating that protects them. It's just physics. It's that when water freezes, it actually gives off heat. So you're keeping that temperature at 32 rather than letting it drop below.
If you didn't have this irrigation, what would this do to your crop?
I think at this point it would be pretty tough on it, especially plums and peaches. Now apples are a little tougher. Their stages of growth are not as far along at this point, and as opposed to where you have one peach in a spot right here, apples bloom in clusters of 5, and they all don't bloom at the same time, so that gives you a little more insurance, so to speak.
So
Isom's Orchard, always a great source this time of year. I didn't know that about the apples, how there's like a variety. It's kind of like, I guess, when you grow sunflowers or corn, you go out there and you plant 3 or 4 and then you pull a few out as they come up. But again, trying to save the peaches out there tonight. A good point that he mentioned there was the fact that it's the rural areas that usually see the colder area. The asphalt holds. We had all that sun today, so the inner cities are likely not going to get even close to freezing, but frost is a possibility out there. And again, going to add some of your comments on here. We've got a few of you commenting here on social media tonight. So let's see, we got, oh, that didn't work. I guess I got to learn that one better, don't I? I'm hitting the 2. I'm hitting the, yeah, see down here, this isn't.
Scroll all the way down.
Scroll all the way down. Oh, that's where it's going to be, all the way down? Okay, here?
All the way, oh wait,
No.
not that one.
Getting me in this, let's see, it used to be down here. Stop it. No, we don't want to do that.
And then right there.
Oh, there it is. Okay. There we go. We got it covering me up again.
Confusing us out.
Mm-hmm. Let me get to the desk cam here. So you can see that. Well, the desk cam's not working either. Fade. Yep.
Oh wait, I think I know. Scroll back up
Okay. Where?
on the screen. Or wait, scroll.
There's just way too much. See, this is all added here. This is all new.
Yeah.
So anyway, we can do it. It's working now. Walmart has 50-foot green wire, but okay. Oh no, I need the 12-2 yellow wire for my wiring. Yep, and Kristen saw Starlink. It was wild tonight. So let's get back to your forecast here. I'm going to close that out. There we go. Anyway, we'll have to work on that for some reason. We don't need that back up. But we're going to take a commercial break here, and we will be right back. And it's a different break for some of you than it is for others. For some of you, you just see a blank screen. For others, there's a pre-roll, and it's based on your browsing history from what I'm told. You know, some of you are probably just entertained on watching me do the stream deck here. Again, I've used several different things, but we're working our way through it. We're going to talk more about the severe weather threat, and it's just a marginal risk for severe weather, we're going to call it. And what we've got here, this is a look at 8 o'clock Thursday morning. And as we go through the forecast, what we're going to be dealing with is a cold upper level area low pressure associated with this, and that's what's going to make it potentially a hail producer. I think we're going to see a lot of this pea and dime size hail, maybe nickel, and a few quarter size hail. The thing is if we do get quarter size hail, that's where you start, partial cold core setup for hail. So, yeah. And I'll share that on here maybe. Nope, that didn't work. We'll go down here. I can see where the comments are. We're back to the Walmart, has a 50-foot green wire. It's a Starlink too. See, I'm covered up here. We're working on this. I think what happens is we've got so much text allowed, so it covers that up. But I did want to show that latest comment on there. But yeah, partial. But anyway, we're just kind of experimenting with that. We'll take that off. So as we go through Thursday, here's where we're going to see the storm chances rise. It's going to be between 2 and 8 o'clock. And overall, this is not an outbreak of severe weather. These are going to be storms that produce some hail. Most likely, the hail is going to be dime size or less, but there are going to be some of those. If we get severe thunderstorm warnings, it's going to be for that severe hail, which is considered basically around 1 inch. So you start to get to quarter and golf ball size hail, that's where you start to get property damage with that. And as we continue on through 6 o'clock, it just gets a little bit more scattered. And as we continue on, as we look at Thursday night, overall, we have the setup for the cooler air coming in and drizzle. So rain chances kind of pick up here as we go into Thursday. It'll be Thursday afternoon, overnight into Friday, a lot like your Monday was. And here, and Adam's a little late here, but just in time for the 10-day forecast. So 70 tomorrow. Tomorrow's a beautiful day. Someone who's mentioned the pollen count being higher, seems higher than it has been. And Mandy says it's freezing to her outside. And, oh, good. Trash Panda's won tonight. So that's good to hear. But there's your 10-day forecast. We've got 63 Friday. So somebody asked if this was blackberry winter. This is actually dogwood winter this year. Last year, dogwood winter was April 3rd and 4th. This year, I thought we had dogwood winter, but it was actually redbud winter. And there's a huge argument. I saw Jason Simpson down in Birmingham talking about the argument on social media of whether it's dogwood winter or blackberry winter. I don't have a dogwood tree in my yard anymore. I don't have blackberry trees, blackberry bushes, that is, like I used to. But typically, blackberry winter will come later in April, and it used to be in May, but climate change has kind of got everything messed up. But as you see on the models here, the 10-day forecast, once we get past Sunday, I think we're going to be safe to plant, and I think we're going to be in pretty good shape. So overall, looking good there again on this 48 weather extra. Going to add those comments back up here and kind of scroll through some of those. Yeah, Starlink was pretty wild tonight. Enjoyed that myself. Actually called the wife out. I said, hey, you got to. Sometimes I called Brenda out and I said, we're all waiting for Starlink and it's really boring. It's really spaced out. But after a launch, you tend to see a lot more. They're a lot closer together than they kind of spread out over time. Good to see the Trash Pandas win tonight. I know they were down early in the game. It was chilly out there too. It's tough. Trash Panda game. I think they've got one Thursday maybe too. I'm not exactly sure. I haven't been following it just yet. The Tropical Storm Conference was great. I'm actually putting together a package, several packages. We call those packages the video content when. We're going to talk about the hurricanes, but tomorrow we'll probably talk more about severe weather unless I've got the editing done. So I'm having to go through and edit all this stuff too. So I'm doing that at home in iMovie of all things on my Mac. So we're going to talk about the projection, the hurricane season ahead. It's expected to be a busy one. The challenge is that June timeframe when school's out and the kids want to go down to the beach and all of a sudden you get one of those No, we don't need to leave the faucets dripping tonight. This is not one of the. It's not going to be that cold tonight. So you plan your June trip after school, and there's usually some, I call it trash tropical storm. So it's very weak. They develop along the tail end of a cold front, things like that. And that's what I was talking to Dr. Phil Klotzbach about from Colorado State. He's the one that put out his April outlook, and it was for 17 hurricanes. And we'll be talking more about that and kind of a little bit of a reflection on last year's hurricane season too. But I do appreciate you guys tuning in. Again, I'm here 9:30 Monday through Friday. And Eric or Jeff or Chelsea are usually here around 10:30 in the morning on the weekdays. And then Chelsea does it at 4:30 on the weekends. And then I think Jeff does it at 8:30 or so, his coffee time. But again, thanks for tuning in, everybody. You have a good night. And I'll see you on the 10 o'clock news here before too long.